Yeah, I heard Tommy's voice. Here he goes.
Hey Danny, how you doing, fella?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, pretty good, man. Trying to maintain, man. Hey,
I
listen.
like
So I
that
just
hat.
wanted to tell you, Danny. Let me secure this whole situation. There you go, Danny. Danny Rock in the building. Hey, so I got Glen Reed. And Glen Reed is actually a massage therapist, man. He travels all around the place, anywhere from Hawaii to San Fran to anywhere. And he's actually camped out and bunkered down in Miami area in South Florida, and was fortunate enough to have him beg him to come over and give a little bit of his time for a square meal. So I got to take him out a little bit, but you know, and I was like, you know what? Let's just talk about health and wellness. I have Mike coming on. You know, Mike has some bum knees, and naturally with me coming off that NFL injury, so now, so we know how injuries go across the board, and Glenn works with people all the time, and he's going to delineate from physical therapists to um, massage therapists and tell us the difference between the two, and he's also going to kind of let us know what signs we need to see before we summon the help of a massage therapist. And I think that it's just great that we have somebody on board like that. And he's also going to be a friend to the show where we can call in if people run across some dilemmas, some setbacks, and we can have some discussion down the road.
All right.
Mike's coming in now.
Hey, buddy. What's
We're going
going
to get this party
on?
started.
Hello, Mr. Mike.
My brother, what are you doing? How are you?
This is the guy with
Just
the
got
tweets.
How are
called
you?
on the spur of the moment.
That's all right. I'm a little tired, but
How
I
you
had
doing,
the
Mike?
second shot with COVID, so
Okay.
yeah. So I feel pretty good. I was up till 5:30 in the morning last night.
People out there, there's a lot of heart problems with the vaccine, especially among the youth.
Is that
They're
Maurice?
getting heart inflammations.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Is that Maurice? It sounds like Maurice. Who's that talking about the heart?
Well, that's Danny.
Oh, okay. That was Dan.
Actually, you know what? Let me get my other glass.
Anyway, since we're live and Tommy's busy, I've done a lot of exciting things yesterday. Did
Yeah.
a lot of exciting things. I went through the good old town of Asbury Park, New Jersey. It is a beach resort town in the center of New Jersey. It's on the ocean. And I told people about, hello, Tiffy Love Love. I told people about the Tommy Williams show, positive vibes, etc. I'm looking for the right video so I can display that. I wonder if I transferred it.
Not sure.
I got the guy who didn't answer me. That's not going to work. So where is it? It's not even here. You think of that? I could show you a little something. Let me do this.
Hi, Tiffany. Love. How are you? Whoop. How you doing? So, Glenn, where are you from? Where what part of the country are you in?
So my friend here likes this spot. You think of Asbury Park? Is it better than last year? So check it out.
Look at my other glass. Yeah.
Well, this one's looks like it's upside down. Okay. Let me just show you some raw bike riding. All right, let's start with this one, number 42. It's not showing up. Number 42, image 42. Downloads, right? Yeah. Downloads, image 42. That's funny. I have my videos on the computer, but they don't show up through StreamYard. They have MOV extensions.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. There we go. T, I can't hear you, buddy. Oh, there we go. You there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Bubba.
Okay,
I like
perfect.
the hat.
Oh, thank you, Michael. I just want to say welcome aboard, everybody, to the Tom Dog Express. At the same time, I wanted to welcome Danny to the recumbent bicycle race of the century. Danny, I know that you've been out there doing some serious cycling. I also know that you've got some good footage from last night. And Michael, I know that your knees are aching you periodically. And so that's why I have none other than our own friends of the show, new and welcome aboard Mr. Glen Reed from New Jersey.
Hey, Glenn. How are you, buddy?
Well, thanks. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
Nice.
What part of Jersey are you in? I can't hear anybody. Oh, there you are.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good. Good. What part of
That's good.
Jersey are you in, Glenn?
Say again.
What part of New Jersey are you from?
This is Maurice. I'm not from.
Oh, Maurice, what's up, buddy? I can't see. I'm trying to find my glasses. It's hard to see. I'm on my cell phone. My computer's
Okay.
down. What's up, pal? How are
Not
you?
much. How you doing, Danny? How's everything? I can't hear Danny. I can
I
hear
can't hear Dan. You know what? Maybe we should log out and log back in.
Tommy. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Mike.
Yeah, and don't log out. It's cracking. I'm cracking up. I'm like,
I'm muted. Mine was muted.
you know what? Everybody looks alike. You know, they say all black people look alike, y'all. So, Maurice came up and was like, hey, welcome to the show, Glenn. So you do massage therapy? I was cracking up. Look at Danny over there. Danny, we love it. It's real. You can't get it better than this. Yeah. Hey, look, everybody. Zamella, I want to get some shout outs, y'all. I got Zamella, Kara, Tiffy, Love. You know, these are my people. These are my brothers from another mother, and another smother.
Yes.
So here we go. It's Thursday. Is it Friday yet?
No.
All right. Crazy Eddie's prices are insane. All right, let me go ahead and roll up the speed. And me and my buddy Glen. Glen is actually here. He's visiting from, and I'm going to just go ahead and preempt this whole situation. No, you're good. You just get it over there. Glen is actually at the house, and he's getting himself into the StreamYard. He's working on some things in the backdrop. I've got Mike, I've got Danny, I've got Maurice, and
I'm back.
Tommy. And backstage, we're gonna bring him up because he's actually our guest for the night. His name is Maurice. I'm sorry. His name. Hey, look, I sound like one of those guys with the necks that are red.
Yeah.
All right, so listen. I just want to say this. Glen is a massage therapist, not to be confused with a physical therapist. because we actually did my podcast earlier. We did my podcast earlier. He's finishing all my sentences. He's great. I need people sometimes. Everybody needs somebody. Can I get a witness?
That's right. Amen to that.
True.
How you doing, Tiff? How you doing,
Right.
Tiffy love?
Cool. Love the hat, Tommy. Thank you very much, Tiffy. Love. Just kind of playing it to the rear. I want to say that Glen is great. He travels all around. I've talked to Glen, and you've seen him in the feed, everybody. He's definitely a Tommy Cat. He's a very, very much committed member of the Tommy Cats. He travels all the way from Hawaii. He's been in Australia before. He's been all across the planet. Germany, across the pond. He's been there. Say a country. Been there. Say again. What?
No Asian
There
countries
too.
yet.
He's been there too. All right. So I can't wait to bring him on. If you have aches, pains, and things like that, before you call a physical therapist, I'm not even going to let the cat out of the bag because he educated me on those. Because I was calling him a physical therapist the whole night. All night I was like, and we got the physical therapist, and he was like, no. But without further ado, let me bring him up. Meanwhile, you guys have a chat. I'm having a little bit of difficulty on my end. Somebody stepped on the cord. Boogie, was that you? Get off the cord!
I hope Mike and Maurice takes the chat because I'm working on something technical just for the temporary time being.
Play it.
Okay.
Hey, Danny, you got the horn? Maurice,
I'm
do you
working
have
on something, so I'm working on
Yeah,
something.
I guess I can multitask.
Hey, listen, I also want to remind everybody, last night we have somebody new to the whole experience, and that is none other than Frank and Marilyn, his wife. And Frank is a pianist, and Frank was playing last night. He was playing last night. Everybody was swooned, swaying from side to side, saying, "Oh my God, look at what
No, I'm laughing.
what was the song?
I
Look
don't
at
know, I
that!
wasn't there.
Oh my gosh, look at who? Cardi B or somebody?
Look at that butt.
Look
Sir,
at that.
mix a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that butt. Right.
Goodness gracious.
So Frank and Marilyn were on there last night, and everybody was swaying this side, trying to get a glimpse of him playing the keys. Naturally.
Yeah.
Nah, he was really good. He was really
he
good.
was great, wasn't he? Great.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, he definitely. You could tell he has the skills. He almost sounded the classical, like he's done classical before, and no, he's definitely got a lot of talent. He's probably did a lot of stuff in his past, right? Or is that
Past and present, man. He played with Buddy Rich and everybody else.
Did he
Buddy
really?
Rich, I've seen him live 2 times. That's the greatest drummer that ever lived. Him and Gene Krupa.
Well, we'll say it because
He was
Danny,
the
you
best.
talked
He played with Charlie Parker.
Well, then, hey, Danny,
Buddy
you talked to the myth, the legend. And you know what I told him? I said, you were talking to Danny before, and we were trying to get some things going in the feed. And he was like, yeah, he's extremely humble. This guy is like he's right there. And I'm going to bring him on, actually. But in the meantime, everybody, just bear with me, okay? Buddy Rich.
Okay. And it's always a good testament when you have people that have a relationship that lasted a long time. You don't see a lot of that these days.
What?
You don't see that a lot these days. Thank God we know each other a long time. Tommy and I, you and your cousin Tommy, of course, Mike.
Yeah.
We all we kick it off like it was yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about.
that's it.
No matter what, we got each other's back. That's it.
Danny, what's going on with the music, man? What's happening? You was on you just a few things with the Clemens guy. How'd that work out?
We went to this studio in Red Bank.
Yeah.
And it's the same studio where Bruce Springsteen's kids go there, they say. And we went in the expensive room, quote unquote. First of all, it sounded horrible. And after about 10 minutes, it took me about 5-10 minutes. And I said, there's something wrong here. Something's not right. Because first the sound guy tweaked it. And I said, it doesn't sound right. And then I took a look at it.
Right.
And I noticed the driver was not working. You know what a driver is? It's a big magnet behind a speaker.
Okay.
Behind the not behind a big subwoofer. That's the thing that goes boom, 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 boom. We're talking about the driver, that the horn part, the the part that has the highs,
Right.
high frequencies. That's
Right.
people use their vocals and use the highs. That's what you hear vocals through.
Right.
So I noticed that was broken. So the band paid, I guess Nick sponsored the room, and we got a broken speaker. That was too bad. But I recorded something anyway. It will not play. It will not play with this StreamYard for some crazy reason.
Got some
A
reverb.
lot of feedback. I just lowered my speaker.
Hold on.
Yeah, it won't play with StreamYard, but what I'll do is I'll just do something real simple. I'm going to play it on my other computer and shoot a video of that. And then I went bike riding. I went on the trike, the recumbent trike. That's the kind you lean back on your back, and it's nice and comfortable, and it has 3 wheels. That was cool. I met some people. I met some artists in Asbury, and I talked to them a little bit, hung out with them. It was raining, so mostly everybody went home because it rained, but it had just stopped raining.
Yeah.
So people were already, as soon as it stopped raining, people were starting to come back on the boardwalk. And and then it got nighttime. Nighttime came, and we had to bounce.
Yeah.
I didn't have any lights on me. I forgot to bring my bike lights.
Is all the construction, Danny? Is all the construction done on Asbury yet? I mean, with the hotels or whatever it's going on. I haven't been there, and God, it's got to be 6.
The hotels are built. They're working on them. They're probably still working on them, fixing them, maintaining them. But they're already built.
Oh, okay.
I want to mute you and get mine going.
Okay.
Your mic.
Let me just say something real quick. I'm in a different location, so I got my laptop with me and my phone, so I'm working off of both. So I just got finished connecting on my laptop, and now I can see the comments. Hello, Tiffy Love. Hello, Zamila. Hello, everybody in the Tommy Cats chat room. Just hello, everybody. China, how you doing, China? Okay, I'm good. I'm done.
That was good. I can't see anybody, but I can see you guys. I can't see any of the comments. Thing. I'm on my cell.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a great thing, man. You definitely, man. You when you're in a recording studio like that, you definitely means you have skills. You don't just go to those recording studios to play around. So that's really a good thing.
A lot of people don't have skills and they go there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that makes a person what they are, but it's nice. It's a very nice thing to go to a new venue and try their equipment out.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna go and work in a studio, it's gonna cost you at least a certain amount of money an hour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go there and be an amateur and waste all that money playing around. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I would want to be in there and get in and get out as fast as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we can't hear you, sir. I don't know. Maybe they're working on it. Okay. Yeah. So definitely.
You said that right, Maurice.
I've been in the Hit Factory before.
Oh wow. That's a major place. I've never been there. That's major records I made there in the Hit Factory.
Yeah, I did a couple of things there. I was going out to do some live shows and do some recordings and stuff. But yeah, that's a really, really, really nice place. So how long you been playing? Oh wow, I got 2 cameras.
How long has who been playing?
You. Now how did this happen?
Oh.
Did you do that or did I do that?
You did that. Yeah, you got 2 cameras, right? You got your cell and your laptop going.
Oh wow. How do I get rid of it?
Shut one off.
Oh, somebody got rid of it. Okay.
I started guitar when I was 6. I actually started when I was 5. I took the guitar and I smashed it and broke it.
Yeah.
And I picked it up more serious at 6. Switched to sax at 11.
Wow. I just want to do mic check. I'm trying to bring on our guest. Can you all hear me?
Turn your volume down. On your laptop.
Okay.
Now turn it up on your phone. What do you? Okay, something is not.
So what had happened was StreamYard doesn't take the Apple iPhone format for whatever reason, and I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna just do a simple alternative. I'm gonna play it off another computer.
Well, I think if you have Google, the whole thing is to have a Google or something, right? In order to make that thing work.
Are you talking to me or Tommy?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, to make it work, there's actually a button on StreamYard. That's the program that we're using, everybody. And it's an upload button. It says click, and then you choose the video that you want to play so the audience can see it. But in my case, it's not accepting iPhone videos. It probably has to be in a different format, which I can do, but that's very time consuming. So I'm just going to play it on another computer as soon as I get this booted and transferred to the USB. So we can do it the old school way. That's no problem.
Sorry, people, we're having a little technical situation, so just stand by, I guess.
We're going to turn new school into the old school.
Well, Jamila says when I'm gonna get that bump taken off. I'm working on it. I gotta cut out a couple of things in order for them to begin to cut. So definitely don't like it. It's frustrating seeing it.
Hey Maurice, we love you no matter what you look like, whichever way you look like. But I'm gonna ask you a question regarding that. I want to ask you, how long have you had that?
Man, I had it for like maybe since 2016.
Oh, okay, so that's not very long.
That's long enough.
It's kind of like a recent occurrence.
Yeah. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting it off my head. I mean, is that, like I said, it's an eyesore. I might just take you guys with me live and go see it get cut out if they allow me to. But I don't know if anybody wants to see that. All right, so we're getting echo feedback.
You're not gonna believe who we got on the phone. We got Nick Clemens is FaceTiming.
Dan, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? We're live on the Tommy Williams Show. Yeah, we're live on the Tommy Williams Show. If anyone wants to say anything.
Really?
Yes, really, for real.
So Nick Clemens.
Did you call me just now?
No, I didn't call you. I just accepted the phone call.
Could you guys hear me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, guy.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up on this call because someone made a mistake. And I got this all downloaded to the USB. We're gonna put this on a computer.
Thank you, Jamila, for asking. Somebody is giving off echo.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah. We need to. Yeah. Well, I
just powered it off because they wouldn't hang up.
Just to answer Jamila's comment, she said black men have to learn how to take care of their health. No, that's definitely a fact. When it comes down to getting ourselves checked, a lot of men don't do that at all. A lot of men are scared to get certain procedures, feeling of getting violated, but to me, I think that is important to just, get checked up on, make sure that your health is well, make sure your blood pressure is well, make sure your creatinine, your bun, all of these things
All right, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Cuzzo. You're absolutely
No problem.
right. And it's not a gender thing, and it's not a cultural thing. It's not a shame.
I think it runs all the way across.
It runs all the way across.
Man board.
And I do want to say this. I want to welcome aboard the world-renowned Glen Reed. Glen Reed, he is awesome. I've known this fella for a very, very long time. We met actually at the YMCA, the craziest of places. I mean, this guy he's truly phenomenal. And for him to be loafing around at some YMCA in the middle of the day was like, is it really him? And there he was. We talked. I had some pains and some aches, and I was like, geez, I need a physical therapist, because I felt like, I had some kinks. I was a little bit overweight. Folks, you didn't know me then. I needed support, and I didn't have you Tommy Cats or a sweatshirt or a mug to buoy me up. I had nobody. But his voice was like a whisper. It was like a seance in the middle of the sauna. And he said, you don't need physical therapy. You need massage therapy. Tonight I want to introduce you to none other than Glen Reed, friend of the show, moving forward. I'm so glad he took time out of his very busy schedule. He's passing through South Florida on his way to, where are you going, man?
Well, I'm headed back up north now. But good evening, everybody. Like Tommy said, my name is Glen Reed, and I'm a massage therapist. And Tommy gets a little confused between the two. The difference between massage therapy and physical therapy. I think this battery's going low. Can we plug it in? Sorry, guys. But anyway,
That was a great intro,
massage
though.
therapy is about wellness. Like Maurice was talking just a second ago. It's about mind, body, and soul, and getting connected. Physical therapy is when you have an injury and you have to go to try to rectify that and get it straightened out. If you have a broken arm, you go to physical therapy after it comes out of the cast. Massage therapy is about, like I said, wellness. That's about you just checking in, taking care of yourself. We have stressful days, stressful times happening. This COVID thing it took a toll on all of us. So, you just, when you see me, you come on and you jump on my table and I work out the kinks, and the stress of the day, and all those things. It's really a matter of wellness. It's not really like you might have some back pain from lifting or from running in your legs and stuff like that, but you're not physically injured. And that's the difference between physical and massage.
Oh, interesting. So I guess it's safe to say that, can you hear me?
No, not really.
Hello, sound check. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, now I can.
Sound check.
Yeah, now
Can
I
you
can
hear me?
Mike. Maurice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the business of massage therapy?
20 years now.
Wow. That's. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can't see, but I can hear you. I don't know what Tommy just did. Oh, now we're back.
Okay. So do you specialize in any areas of the body? Is there a specialty?
Well, no, it's a full. What I do is a full body massage. It starts with an hour, and I do 90 minutes and sometimes 2 hours. But most people get a 90-minute massage, and it can be therapeutic. Most of my massages are therapeutic, and it's just. Yeah, so I went to nursing school. I did private duty nursing for 20 years, and then I switched because it was just pulling on my heartstrings, because most of the people that most of my patients passed on because they were elder. I just had to change my whole thing. I still want to stay into wellness and take care of people, so then I switched over. So I've been doing massage therapy for the last 20 years.
Right. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Let me get right in. Let me get right to it. Is it a fact that when you're doing a massage,
Mhm.
you're opening the oxygen um, in the body, like say some of the nerves. Does the oxygen have something to do with the flow of oxygen? Have something to do with the technique of giving these massages?
Yeah, what it does is the circulation. So it's blood circulation as well. So when you massage the muscles and the tissues, that makes the blood flow. You
Right.
understand? It works into the muscle, and then it circulates the blood in a better way.
Nice, nice, nice. So I mean, the same thing goes with the spine.
Now
That
I can't hear you. I don't know why
oh,
you're disappearing.
can you hear me?
No.
Sound check.
Ask the question again.
Okay, can you hear me? 1 2 1
Yeah,
2.
yeah. I can hear you
Got it clear.
now.
I don't know. Maybe I should come a little closer. Is that better?
Yeah,
Loud
How's that?
much.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying that the oxygen plays a big part in your technique, and also, do you do acupuncture as well, or
No.
do you would you suggest that as a healing process?
Oh, absolutely. When I've taken two of my clients, not when I was doing private duty nursing. One of my clients was bedridden. He hadn't walked in 3 months. We started acupuncture, and he was upright and walking in 2 weeks after. He did a 2 week session. So I definitely recommend acupuncture. Acupuncture is a very I never did it, but it was the man wasn't walking, and then when we went there, he started walking again. So I truly believe in it.
Okay, we have some questions from the people in the chat.
Um,
Zamila asks, "What kind of nurse were you?"
LPN. I just did private
LPN.
duty though. I didn't work at a hospital.
Okay. And let me see what other. Zamila says, "I am an RN, and so many things can be taken care of if caught early." That's from Zamila Williams.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
definitely a
Well,
fact.
I guess she's touching on what you were saying because what I find, and I think it is a little cultural. It is across the board, but as far as being a black man, I can tell you that black men do not like to go to the doctors. They wait until it's almost a death sentence. Um, every time I get a physical every year, without a doubt. I always want to know because there's enough technology out here to save anyone's life if you go in time, usually. But most men will wait until they're in stage 4 cancer or state. It's really horrible, but that's just the way it is. I mean, when you speak to a lot of people around the world, most men admit that they don't want to go to doctors. They don't want to know. And that's just in my family, in a whole bunch of people's families, and just in conversation, most people do not want to go to the doctors. I'm just not that guy. I want to know. I don't want to know bad news, but bad news early is better than bad news late.
No, that's definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact. I mean, it's true that in the African American culture, the mentality of going to the doctor. I have an uncle right now that has his legs amputated, and you know he doesn't want to go to the doctor. He's 80, well, he's 87, 80, something like that. But he has this mentality that you know forget about it. I'm just But I guess he lived his life. That's different. Speaking to people that are younger, that's a whole different thing where, um, where they just have this attitude. They don't even, they're not responsible. And I'm just saying not responsible, as a, you know, for lack of using another word. Um, so do you run into a lot of, gentlemen that that have that kind of a situation that aren't that's not
Yeah. Um.
up
Uh,
on there?
Absolutely. I believe that it's passed down. I think our parents did a number on us, and their parents did a number on them, and fear is kind of taught. You think about it. When if you have a child and you're walking down the hallway with your child, and they see a guy coming with a white coat on, the child would probably grab their mother's leg or their hand and tighten it because the parents were scared of the doctor. So now they're teaching their kids to be scared of a doctor. Dentists, the same thing. Kids aren't automatically afraid of anything, but we put that out there, and unfortunately, it's just passed down, and it's a taboo. It's a bad thing. I don't know how to break the cycle except just keep on talking and giving the knowledge that I know, that it's not better to wait it out. If you have some aches and pains, you need to check it out.
So what you're saying to me, there's no way to break this cycle.
No, there's a way to break the cycle. We're breaking the cycle now by talking about it. Anytime there's fear.
But how do we see? Now, this is one thing that I like to get right straight to the core of the problem. There's a lot of outreach vehicles in New York City. I'm in New York City.
Right.
And, I think that's a good idea, having outreach vehicles that they have COVID testing vehicles out here. They have, you can get your blood pressure tested. I think that some of those vehicles really need to be placed in these areas, where people are having these problems. And, does that make sense to you? Is that something that?
Yeah, it makes a whole bunch of sense, but I still think that it needs to start at home, because I have members of my family. When the pandemic first happened.
But isn't that where the poison is at? Isn't that where the poison is at home, or is it in their mind?
A little bit of both. But I think if we're bringing it to the forefront, so we have social media, we have this platform right here. So we're talking about it. So people are listening. So people are thinking. So the deal is, nobody wants bad news. But like I said, if you get bad news early, it's better than bad news late.
Right.
I remember going to the doctor. It was probably like 6 or 7 years ago. And I was talking to the doctor, and I said, how many, and I used the word black because I was just talking about our race. I was like, how many black men come in here, doc, and begging you to save their life because they're in stage 3 or 4 cancer? And if they just would have went for a physical or a prostate exam the year before, you talk to some of your buddies your age. If you're out, the next time you go out with 4 or 5 of your friends, ask them when was the last time they had a physical.
Right.
Most men don't just go to the doctor on a yearly basis. You're supposed to go to the doctors once a year to get a complete physical. You're supposed to go to the dentist twice a year, and you're supposed to go to the eye doctor once or twice a year. But most of us don't do it. And the sad part is, a lot of these people are insured, and they still don't.
Here's the thing. This is my thing. I think in order to get to the core of the problem, we have to go out and do more outreach. I think that's the situation. I think that papers in people's hands, consistency, even if if I go to the hospital and I got a couple of pamphlets, give it to somebody that stuff like that. Hey Danny, what do you think about that? Before you comment, I see a lot of people making comments in the chat. You want to read some of that stuff there? Can you see the chat?
Me? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I'm not in the room, but I will see the chat. I'm going to turn it on right now.
Okay.
Well, Mo, so I guess they're talking about you. When are you going to take care of that bump? I don't know. They said, when are you going to get your bump taken care of? I don't know what bump they're referring to.
They're talking about this large Eskimo bump on the top of my forehead. What happened is that I ran into a stick, and
so this was a joke. I'm not being funny. I didn't know it was. So somebody's making a joke. Tommy's back here laughing like crazy. I thought it was something serious.
No. This is the bump of the century. This is the old. Listen. Anytime you see Wendy's cousin, you'll see the bump on the forehead. So it's kind of like a gimmick. I'm trying to kind of get some extra views with the bump. So I'm kind of working it out. But this is a lymphoma.
Well, I'm laughing because now I can see the bump. And
Yeah.
I grew up when I was a kid. It was this guy in Montclair, New Jersey, that had
Right.
a larger bump on his head. I mean, it stuck out profusely. It was like a baseball, but he had there. We never knew what it was. His name was Mr. Lewis. He was.
I thought you were about to say
something-
Mr. Lump. I thought you were
No.
about to say Mr. Lump.
No.
Go ahead.
No. Tommy is over there cracking up. He's a nutcase.
Yeah, don't worry about him. It's all in the family. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We got to get back to Danny. We got to get. You guys are cracking on
Okay,
my my lemon
Yeah.
over here. That Danny was about to read the chats because I see it going crazy, and they're gonna start talking about my bump in the chat room. I'm getting a lot of pressure. I just want to say, these guys in the chat, Tommy Cats, want me to go get this thing popped. They say Dr. Pimple Popper. This is a
I love that
lymphoma.
show.
Yeah, this is a lymphoma. It's a lymphoma. It's got pus in it, and I've got to get it drained out. But now
Yeah,
we're
you
going to go to
should do that.
Danny. Yeah, definitely. We're going to go to Danny. Danny's going to read some of the comments. I'm going to sit back here and put some ice on this bump. Go ahead, Danny.
How long have you had it?
John,
Go ahead, Dan.
I'm sorry, Danny. We're back on the bump again. This bump. No, that's fine. Listen,
he had it
I
since
love
2016. China Black
2016.
says that her sweetie was diagnosed. Her sweetie went to the doctor on a regular basis, and he was misdiagnosed.
Hold on, wait a minute. What do you?
That's
wait
a
a minute.
serious matter.
Yeah, wait. I'm going to get back to that. What did you just say just now about the bump?
No, I said the ice on your bump is not going to help if you had it since for 4 or 5 years.
Listen, I'm a comedian. Okay. Listen, this is. Don't mind me. I like to crack on myself. I know ice is not going to help. Right now, I need I don't know what I need. But Danny, did we lose him?
He just closed off. He was like, "The hell with you guys."
No.
Okay.
Okay, Danny,
All right.
Go ahead, take it over.
If I close my video, that's only temporary. It's not for a long time. So China Black said her sweetie was visiting the doctor on a regular basis, and he was misdiagnosed, and then it was too late. Now that's a familiar story.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. That's why people don't want to go to doctors. I was misdiagnosed, and a doctor blinded me. I'm not going to go into too many details, but he blinded me in one eye. That's why one of my eyes looked all crazy.
Well,
so,
if you have a bad experience,
that could happen, but it's still important to see the doctor. I realize what is your name Glen?
Yes.
Okay, so I realize what Glen is talking about. He's talking about people on a whole, in a general sense, to save most of the people. He's not talking about individual hypothetical cases that happen some of the time. He's talking about what happens most of the time. If people go and see the doctor early, most of these people are going to save themselves, right?
Absolutely. But so in your case, in actually the young lady's case, sweetie, did she say what it was what he was misdiagnosed with?
She did not say what it was. Let me see if she typed something. Let me see.
Well, I'll just say this: if you go to the doctors because you're having, for instance, pains in your chest, and you're a certain age, or you have some kind of conditions, and the doctor says, "Oh, you just have gas," and he sends you home. Well, I would go to another doctor. That's what I'm saying. So it is individual situations that I would say, if it's a serious situation, then you need to go to a different doctor. You do trust doctors because they have the mindset and the skills to do what they're supposed to do. But the other thing is, what I know about doctors is a lot of people don't ask questions because people want to impress doctors, and I don't know why. I always was the guy that when I went to the doctor and he says, "How are you feeling?" I go, "You tell me," because a good doctor is supposed to tell you what's wrong. But usually you diagnose yourself. A lot of people don't understand that when you go to a doctor, you're supposed to be very verbal of what's going on with your body to let them know to zero in on your situation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we tend to try to appease the doctor and try to make the doctor feel like we're good, like nothing's really wrong with us. Like a lot of people don't say they smoked and they've been smoking for 20 years. A lot of people don't say they drink and they've been drinking for 50 years. A lot of people say they don't do drugs. And all those things you need to tell the doctor you're doing if you're doing them, because
Well, see,
you're
one
going there
that's a,
for your
that.
health and everything.
See, there's a
That,
situation with that too. I don't mean to cut you off, but sometimes I know that when you give them certain amount of information about certain things, they classify you. They begin to classify you, and they go into the little back rooms, and they, any outburst or anything like that, or they kind of stereotype you in a way sometimes.
well,
Am I
listen.
correct in saying that?
Well, you have a fair analogy of it. I mean, yeah, because the deal is this: if you're African American or brown or other than white, that's just how life is. I mean, in all
And
aspects, you go to the doctor, dentist, judge, jury. I mean, that's just how it is. But
the
if you're
trust and the
sick,
trust.
and yeah, there are trust issues. But the deal is, if you take care of yourself from the front, from the beginning, then there's less chances that when you go to the doctor, there are some serious issues going on. But men at age 40, all men need to get prostate exam. But most men are like, ain't nobody sticking no finger up my ass. But the
Right.
real deal is, that's how you check it. And that's how you find out if you have prostate cancer. And if you've been eating for 40 years badly, then more than likely you might be a candidate for that.
Right.
So we have to take ownership of some of the crap that we do. When God made us, He made us very well. Our bodies can take a whole hell of a lot of abuse. And even if you abuse your body for 50 and 60 years, you can reinvent yourself. You can change your ways and become, you can rejuvenate. But a lot of times we drink, we smoke, we do drugs, we do all kinds of stuff, and then we don't exercise, and then we wonder why we have all these things happening to us. And once you reach that threshold of the 45, 50-year-old thing, and you've been doing all this all your life, it's going to catch up to you if it don't kill you.
Let me ask you
you
a
don't gotta
question.
die, but the bottom line is, I want to last a little longer.
Let me ask you. Let me just go to one of these comments because I'm gonna let Danny chime in. Danny, please chime in at any time. Um, there was a comment here by
Mhm.
China Black. She says lots of people don't like massages. Maybe they had it done wrong. Then there's another question here: is where are you located? In what state? They're asking you, Glenn.
Well, I'm a traveling masseur. I That's why when I gave you my email and my phone number. I travel, so my itinerary right now is I'm going to Orlando. I'm headed up to Jacksonville. Then I'm going to North Carolina. I'm headed all the way up to New Jersey. So if I'm passing through a city near you, then you can reach out. So I travel the United States.
Okay.
That's how I work.
I got a question for Glenn.
Yes.
What are some foods that cause people to become sick?
Most of our foods. That's unfortunate but true. My motto is the less you eat of anything, probably the better off you are. I'm kind of vegan, vegetarian, and I've been for 46 years. Oh no, how long have I been? Yeah. Oh damn, 40. Yeah, 46. So I'm not a meat eater. I do smoothies every day. I do a plant-based protein drink. So don't get it twisted. I have bad days. I can eat junk and eat it a lot. But like I said, the less you eat of anything, probably the better off you are. But as being a black man, and my father from the South, and I used to go down south to Vidalia, Georgia, as a little kid, and my grandparents had a farm. And what a lot of people, what I hear, especially people in their 50s and 60s and older, talk about, well, I ate pork all my life, or I ate this all my life. Yeah. Well, the deal is, back 20 and 30 and 40 years ago, it was from the farm to the table. Now it's processed, and now it's this, and now it's frozen, now it's all that. And now they're putting hormones and all kinds of things in, they're injecting all kinds of stuff into the animal. And that means if we eat it, we're getting those injections. So you have to think about our kids. Huh?
Bertina Webster says, and it's very important to see more than one doctor. Also, when you were diagnosed with something.
Absolutely. You always get a second or third opinion.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. But
I learned the hard way.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, like I said, nobody likes to go to the doctor. But if you're having a serious condition of some sort, like I'm saying, if it's something like cancer or some kind of lump or, something like that, you should always get a second and third opinion, because you can be misdiagnosed. Doctors don't know it all. They can help you and guide you, but they don't know it all. Nobody knows it all, But
now you got me thinking now, because when they first looked at this bump, they said there was nothing. They said it was benign. It was a lymphoma. They said there's fluid in it. Now I'm saying, it's been since 2016, so it could have formed into something else. I don't know. I'm just procrastinating. They say you got to stop doing certain things.
In it?
No, it stays the same size.
Has it grown?
But it looks like I'm getting smaller.
More than likely, it's not.
It looks like I'm getting smaller because my eating regimen. Let me just say this: my eating regimen is, I'm kind of a vegan that fell off the train, right? And I went back, so now I'm trying to get back, because I do understand that the food that we're eating is really bad, and I've been doing a lot of investigation of it, and it's scary, because when I go outside, I don't know what to eat, and even as a vegan, I have a problem putting these dishes together, but yeah.
Well, there's plenty of books and recipes out. You can go online. I'm not a go out eater that much. I cook a lot and I like to entertain. But going out, it's really hard to eat good. The best thing you can do is most of the time get a salad and stuff like that. But yeah, I would suggest just getting going online and getting recipes, pulling up recipes, vegan recipes, and just trying them out, and you'll get better at it. Practice makes perfect. But yeah, and it's hard to be around people that don't think alike, especially when it comes to your diet, because one thing I know about us as a people,
I'm having a problem with that too.
Company. So if
I'm
most
having
of
a
our
problem with that
friends
too.
are used to eating wrong and drinking sodas and doing all the stuff that we're not supposed to do, they don't want to see you eating a damn salad, whether they're eating a cheeseburger or something like that. But what I do, like I said, I entertain a lot. Well, I haven't over the last year, but when I entertain, I make dishes that I like, and that because I love my family, I want them to get used to. So when they come to my house, they will eat good and healthy. Now, like I said, I do snacks and some stuff that's a little off key, but most of the time, the majority of my dishes are healthy dishes, and people get used to it. And if they come to my house, they know what they're going to get. You know what I mean? So if you practice, like I said, practice makes perfect. The thing about human beings is we have habits, and most of our habits are bad habits, and some are good. So if we can transfer more good habits and take the bad ones out, we'll be better people.
China Black,
I share something.
I'll let you go. China Black, my heart goes out to you about your sweetie. You said, she says, my sweetie went to the doctor regularly and wasn't diagnosed properly till it was too late. Sorry to hear that. My heart goes out to your family members.
Sorry, China.
Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, prayers and thoughts and prayers going out to China Black on her loss of someone who was diagnosed. Her sweetie was diagnosed wrong. That's the worst. But
That is the worst.
I want to share something with you. I want to share a couple things. First of all, when people come to my house, they usually don't get any bread and they don't get any Coca-Cola. And they're like, we're trying to eat hamburgers. Where's the bun? We're trying to eat hot dogs. Where's the bun? But I'm so used to not eating the bread. It's just my thing. Sometimes I get a little mad. But now I'm starting to buy things for other people. I just don't personally eat it. But here's there's one other thing I wanted to tell you.
You can't force your beliefs on other people, right?
Yeah, I can't force it, but it's hard not to if they come over. What am I going to do?
But that's the thing, Danny. That's your house, so you have your rules. I'm not saying be mean to your guests, but what I'm saying is what you're doing for them is not hurting them. It's not like you're so. This is how I look at stuff. I don't drink anymore. I used to drink. I used to do drugs. I used to do it all, and I gave all that up. So most of my friends and family members, they still drink. I don't say you can't drink in my house. I just don't choose to. But if they stopped, I'm not gonna be upset with that because they're just doing something that's better for them overall. You know what I mean? So you're not serving bread, because bread is the worst, especially white bread is the worst.
There you go.
But we're used to it. And people are used to it, but what you see, the thing is, when you change habits, like I said, bad habits, if you did it a couple of more times and didn't and gave in, you caved in to their needs. You know what I mean? If you did it a couple of more times, they would be digging you for, I've been losing a couple of pounds because every time we go over Danny's house, I haven't been eating bread. I wish I lost a couple, but okay. But listen, the bottom line is, you really can't change anybody. They have to want to change.
Yeah. Now I want to warn everybody about when they go out to restaurants to be very careful and do it in moderation. I mean, if a person's having a salad and they're not putting the sugar dressing on it, I could understand that. I could understand going out to eating certain things. Right. But on the most part, restaurants are based off of profit. The food industry is a profit-driven industry. So what does it mean? It means they want to sell you the cheapest food that they can possibly get their hands on for the cheapest price and make a profit. Right. They're not interested in serving you something that's high quality, that's expensive, that's going to cost them a lot of money. They want to get it cheap and they want to get it for a low price and sell it high. It's like the stock market. Yeah. So be careful, everyone, when going out to eat.
Absolutely. And that's the same thing with shopping in stores. Listen, the bottom line is, when you go to a supermarket, the outer part of the store is where you want to focus on. If you go down the aisles and stuff, you'll get trapped. Fresh vegetables and even frozen vegetables are good. But a lot of us just never were taught to eat right, or never taught not to indulge in stuff. I mean, most of us are addicted to sugar as kids, as babies. Everybody's still drinking. A lot of people are still drinking soda, which I'm surprised about, but people do it. And especially our community, African American people love damn soda. But I don't have soda in my house, and I haven't had soda in my house in 15 to 20 years. I remember I gave a friend a surprise birthday party, and everybody was saying, well, where's the soda? I said, well, you can go purchase some, but you will get water here. So listen, adults can do what they choose to do, but if you keep on sticking to your guns about something that's positive, they'll appreciate it in the long run, or they'll stop coming to your house. I cook a damn good meal, so they never stop coming to my house because I can cook a good vegetarian vegan dish, so, and I serve water. I mean, people, like I said, people bring bottles and they drink, but I just try to pass on, good habits. That's all I'm saying.
What about a shot of scotch?
I don't do shots, but people are welcome to do it. Oh, and let me just say this. This is funny because I was just talking about this a minute ago. My brother, nephew, we're only like 9 months apart, so I call them my brother and my nephew. And they're Muslim. And I don't drink. Like I said, I haven't drank in 24 years. And but
They don't drink and they don't do the pork thing.
right. But the last couple of times I had something at my house, and mostly I had it for them because I never get to see them because I travel a lot. So I only come home once or twice a month. And so I had something, and my brother nephew was telling me that it was a problem with one of his kids because there's alcohol in my house. I said, listen, this is how I roll. I said, I'm not going to stop my friends who drink from coming to my house because you choose not to drink. I said, if you're teaching your children about alcohol, you teach them that's not what Muslims do. And this is not what you do because this is what we don't practice. I don't practice drinking either, but I'm not going to stop people from taking a sip and doing what they want to do. Nobody's falling down drunk. Nobody's acting crazy like Tommy. But you know, that's just how you teach people. You don't have to do what I do, but I'm not going to stop my friends from doing what they do. I mean, if I like you, I like you, you know. So I just said all that to say, you know, there has to be an equal mediums in a lot of things. You know?
Right. Well, you weren't encouraging them to go drink, so
Absolutely not.
just happened to have been in your house.
Right. Yeah. And I'm the guy that at a party, you know, a lot of times we encourage drinking. Like we're like, let's do a shot. Let's do a shot. I'm the guy that if somebody says, oh, I'm good, don't encourage them to do the shot, because this is what I want to leave with a lot of people is that if your friend or your brother, your sister, your aunt, or whomever take that last shot and then they go and get in a car accident, then it's going to be on your conscience because you kind of made them take the shot. And that's why I said, don't do that, because you never know. That one shot can cause death or injury, you know.
Yeah. I just wanted to rewind.
I'm not never going to tell somebody not to drink.
Yeah. I just wanted to rewind and go back to you know, what you do. A couple questions. Have you ever heard of stem cells?
Stem cells? Yes.
Yeah. What is your feeling about stem cells and the efficiency of it?
I don't know that much about it. But one of my patients, actually one of my first patients that I took care of, I just talked to her the other day, about a week and a half ago, and I'm going to visit her when I get to New Jersey. She was looking into the stem cell thing because she has infused. She's an overweight woman, and she's in a wheelchair. And she has deteriorating discs, and they kind of fuse together. So she was looking into the stem cell.
When you say fuse together, you say that you mean bone on bone.
Right.
Okay.
But she was looking into the stem cell thing because she was thinking she'll be able to walk again. I know it's a lot of money. I know it's a lot of things.
$1,500 a shot.
Oh, okay. So you know, yeah. I'm not that familiar with it, but I know that she was looking into it and talking about it. I mean, listen, anything that works for you, then I'm for it. You know, I know a lot of stuff costs a hell of a lot of money. But if it's going to make you walk again, or if it's going to make you do whatever you need to do again to make you better, then I'm all for it.
There's also another. I'm sorry. There's also. I have a second part to the question. I'll let you go. There's also different kinds of therapy. There's regular therapy. Then there's this other therapy where they shift your bones. What's the name of that? What's the name of that therapy?
Where they shift your bones?
It's called what kind of? It's a different kind of therapist.
It's a chiropractor.
It's chiropractor. Okay. I'm sorry.
Chiropractor.
Adjust the bones. Yeah. Chiropractor. Chiropractors are great. I used to go to a chiropractor. I haven't been to a chiropractor in probably 35 years. But I went to a chiropractor in Montclair, New Jersey, Dr. Davis, actually, and he was really good. When you get adjusted, so I had a sciatica issue. And thank God I haven't had it in a while. But I think once you have it, you always have it, but you just have to get adjusted and stuff. But it was at a point where I had pain going through my left cheek all the way down to my thigh, and it's one of the nerves pressing against the bone. So he would adjust my body and relieve that. So chiropractors I believe in, and I would recommend.
Right.
For sure. I don't know if that was a
I
question.
believe in chiropractors, but only to a certain extent. After 3 to 6 times, I don't see the need for it. I think it should be the treatment should be finished after 6 times. After 6 times, there's no point.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're in a car
feeling new
accident,
pain, if you're feeling a new pain, okay, then go back to the chiropractor.
right? But see, we have to understand something. Doctors,
Do it, Glenn.
doctors, you know, it's really funny because anybody that you go to be cured, it's not going to happen because this is a capitalistic world, and a doctor that cures you will go out of business. So he can put a Band-Aid on and or give you treatments and want you to come back. But if they cure you, he don't have a patient anymore. You see what I'm saying?
So
we have to
people with high
understand,
blood pressure. So people with high blood pressure. I'm sorry to cut you off. They're
No,
just giving us
go ahead.
medication. They're giving us medication just to make money. And this high blood pressure medication is a scam. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm not going that far. I'm not saying it's a scam. But what I will say is that most people in America are drug addicts because most people are on some type of drug. They're taking pills. Most people that I know are taking 3 and 4 and 5 different kind of medications.
Damn.
And that's really unfortunate. And you look at TV, every other commercial is about drugs.
What?
Yeah.
So they just want everybody to be on drugs. And in the unfortunate part, especially in the African American community, they're even like the ADD, the ADHD, all those DDs from A to Z. They starting kids on drugs at 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then they become not drug addicts, but yeah, I mean, if you're on drugs for your whole life, then I guess you will become a drug addict. So it's just fucked up that the whole world's on drugs, but it's real.
I agree with that. The whole world is on drugs, and I think it goes across the playing field to every single human race out there.
True. But
Giving kids Ritalin, Ritalin, and other kind of drugs. Prozac, Ritalin, antidepressant, Seroquel, all this stuff that they're on, and they're growing up on it, and they can't wean off of it, and they become not. Let's just say not up to their full potential. Let's just put it that way.
You know, it's and a lot of people pop pills, especially the super moms. So kids are in school, moms are taking them to soccer, baseball, basketball, doing lunch, doing this. And all these women, suburban women, are on drugs, but they're functioning, and they're on these drugs because they have a 24-hour day and they're trying to do 60 hours in that day, and it's crazy. But everybody's overachieving, and everybody's taking drugs to stay above the next person. It's insane, but that's the world we live in. But I don't do drugs.
I think the lady who hit me from behind and denied hitting me, I think she was on drugs. She was on some kind of pill or some vapor. I don't know. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's just really funny because when you do drugs like smoking weed or doing a little coke or drinking and stuff, those are all taboo. But there are so many people popping pills and all kinds of other stuff. I mean, like I said, I just believe the pharmaceutical industry is just making billions and trillions of dollars, and they're never going to stop. And as far as Maurice was talking with the blood pressure medicine, if you change your diet and stick to it, you can be off all kind of medications. But doctors will not tell you that because they want you to come back. They want to keep you on it. But diabetes is a prevalent thing in the Black community, and they'll keep you on there for the rest of your life if you let them. But like I said, if you start losing weight, start changing your diet, it can you can come off medication. I've had two patients that did it. So I know it can be done. I was actually, I got a funny story. I was overdosing on sorbet. So I was telling a friend of mine, I was like eating a pint of this sorbet every night. And I was like, damn, Crystal, every time I
I've
eat this
done
ice
that.
cream, I fall asleep. And I was like, I was going into a sugar coma. I went to the doctors that year and my numbers were borderline diabetic. I stopped for a year and a half. Haven't had sorbet. Well, I just started again. But this was 2 years ago. But my numbers went down. Because I was like, I'm not being on any kind of medication. I'm not on anything. I take an eye drop for glaucoma. I inherited that shit. But I don't take any kind of medication. And I hope I never have to.
Well, diabetes is nature's way. Well, first of all, let me back up. Type 2 diabetes, that's non-insulin dependent.
Right.
Diabetes is nature's way of fixing the system when it's overloaded with obesity, sugar, carbs, etc. It's trying to make the body lose weight by forcing the body to frequently urinate, so to get rid of the weight so that it can get back to normal. But when the process happens, too much damage occurs. So usually most type 2 diabetics, they could straighten it out through diet. But the type 1, people have no control over. People are either develop that as a child like me, or they're born with it and they have no control. It's nothing to do with what they ate in their diet.
Right, your body, right.
Happens.
No, your body just doesn't produce, right. So yeah, I'm talking mainly about type 2. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you were talking about stem cells before with Maurice. And from what I know about stem cells, they don't work up to they're a miraculous thing. They're great, but they're heavily regulated. And because they're regulated, the power of the stem cells are limited. So it's something to do with the way they incubate stem cells. They're incubated. And if they're incubated for a longer period of time, they have some kind of extra power to them. They can do more. And they're regulated. They're not allowed to be incubated for more than so long. So they're good for certain things. I know orthopedics are using them to reattach. What are those things called? Libriums. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Distal compression, labrium, the shoulder, and
Right.
they're connecting biceps. Some people have biceps that get detached. They're using them for that. They're using them for knees. They're using them for like what you and Maurice were talking about. Paraplegic people who had back injuries and they want to walk again, or maybe they never walk. I think they could make people walk again, and they won't let them incubate these stem cells long enough to allow them to get cured fully. What do you think about that?
I would agree to a certain extent. Like I said, I don't know that much about it, but I just from being in the world and knowing how they operate with a whole bunch of stuff, I think there's cures for a whole bunch of things. But as long as it's making money, unfortunately,
Okay, we froze up over there. That's too bad. So until he unfreezes, we'll hang out over here. We're talking about some interesting things. We're talking about the pharmaceutical industry, how they don't really want to cure things. They just want to make money. And that's a sad thing. There's a lot of things that they could cure, but they'll lose so much money by curing them. But some people just have to have ethics. You know, if we had just one person that had some morals, that ran a pharmaceutical company, and they
am I back, Danny?
Something, you're back. You're full-fledged and full force.
So, as far as the stems, I was hearing, I could hear you the whole time, but I just want to reiterate that, you know, it's just really sad that we depend on the doctors, we depend on the psychiatrists, we depend on all those people in those fields to do better and be better. But a lot of times the money gets in the way. and they just can't live up to their practice or their oath. And that's the sad part. Technology has come so far, and we have discovered and did so many great things in the world, but at the same time, there's people dying over shit that they shouldn't be dying from. And it's just a really sad situation, but it all boils down to money and power. And it's very, very sad.
It's very sad. 1978, I was told that by the time I turned 18, I was about 11, that diabetes would be cured. So what year is it now? 2021. There's only one major breakthrough. A couple major breakthroughs. They have better insulins, but okay, big deal, but people still take insulin. And then they have the Dexcom, which I'm sure most people saw if they watched the Super Bowl. It's a Dexcom. It's a little tiny sensor. It looks like this, and it gets tagged onto the skin subcutaneously, very slightly under the skin, and you read it on the iPhone, and it reads your levels all day, every 5 minutes. Those are the major breakthroughs of the century. I don't see how people could live without it. It's miraculous, but I'm sure they could do better than that. People could cure it. They don't want to cure it. They want to just keep it going and pump that money.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you look at the pandemic. We got rid of, but I mean, millions of people have died, and it was all about it's all about the money thing.
Yeah.
It's just sad. But this is the world we live in, and we have to understand that the powers that be don't really give a shit about you. And until you understand that, that's just how life is. We can make it through this world, but we have to not believe everything we hear and see, and not believe all the politicians and all the governments and all that stuff that says all these things like they love us, because they don't give a shit about you. I mean, you look at the fast food places. The worst thing that could have happened to us is when they did the buffet, because we thought we were getting something great and something, you could just eat much as you want. But do you really need all that? It's just crazy. And then you look at other parts of the world where there's hardly any obesity. We're just one big fat United States of America, and it's sad.
Yeah, when I was in another part of the world, I dropped some pounds because there was no bad food there. I noticed.
And Europeans eat bread. Europeans eat bread every day, all day, bread and cheese. And there's not that many fat Europeans. You know what I mean? It's the ingredients. It's the stuff that they just don't give a crap about us.
Too many processed foods over here.
Yeah, a lot.
Now, for those of you who want to question Glenn in their mind and say, really, are the pharmacies and the companies just trying to make money? Take a look at Pfizer stock. Take a look at the stock from, let's say, last year through today. And let's see how much money they made. I'm going to do that right now, if you don't mind. Would that be all right with you?
No problem.
And what else were you saying, Glenn?
No, I'm just kind of venting on in the disappointment of the American way of how stuff is being run, because it's real. They failed us completely. So I mean, the bottom line is you have to do for you and your family what it takes to just make it in this world, because the world doesn't give a shit about you. I mean, like I'm talking about the people that run the world and they're in charge. I mean, you look up to like I said, the doctors, the lawyers, the police, all the people that are supposed to help facilitate us in getting by in our life, and they're all a bunch of failures in a lot of ways.
That's too bad.
It is.
That's too bad. And I've had it happen to me personally with my eye. So I feel you. And I'm sure a lot of people feel you.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a million stories. We have to think about all the operations and surgeries that doctors have screwed up on. Nobody talks about it because you're not going to go brag about that you left a couple of pieces of equipment or sponges in somebody's body. I mean, they might find out sooner or later, but if you find out about 10, that means it was 1,000 that happened, right?
Yeah, you find that type of thing out on TV. If I'm sure a lot of people in this room may have seen from one moment or another, one day or another, the plastic surgery show. There's a show on
Right.
TV. It shows people who are
box.
into plastic surgeries. I'm not saying to have it or not have it, but on the show, they found some lady's part of a lady's belly button inside her stomach from some botched job of another surgeon. But the other surgeon never said
That's crazy.
that he cut the belly button off. He never said that part of it was left in the stomach, because the surgeons
That's
never
crazy.
admit their mistakes. They never.
Right.
And what surprised me is that the surgeon on TV exposed the previous surgeon, because usually surgeons are like police. They don't tell on each other.
Right.
They never want to go against another surgeon, and they never admit their lies. I read a book about it. I read a
Right.
book about an eye surgeon. He did not admit that he worked on the wrong eye and totally blinded this patient. It happened in Georgia. It was at I forget the name of the hospital, but he blinded the patient because he didn't check. He failed to check if it was the correct eye to work on.
Mhm.
So my point is, surgeons make a lot of mistakes and they don't admit it.
Oh, well, I have one. One of my patients, actually my very first patient that I took care of in 2001. He had glaucoma. He went blind, diabetic, had to get his leg amputated. They marked on the wrong leg. So when we were taking him down, and when he was going downstairs to surgery, they had the wrong leg marked. I said, holy shit. And thank God, I forgot who caught it, but it was caught right before surgery, though. But that's sad. And I was there to witness that it was, what I'm saying? They marked.
Well, thank God they didn't remove the wrong leg. Thank God.
They have done that before. I mean, you hear about it, like you said, on different situations. It's crazy.
Well, this one surgeon, he went as far as telling people that he worked on the correct eye. This was his justification. He said the good eye needed it more than the other eye. He went that far to cover his lie up. He said, "Oh, that eye needed it even more." But then he was caught. But it took over a decade to catch him.
It's really sad. And
he was very prestigious.
And these are the things that stop people from going and stop the hesitancy. But I still say, if you're feeling pain and you've been feeling pain for more than a week, no matter where it is, you probably need to see somebody. No matter how scared you are. Like I said, if you go to the doctor and you get bad news, and you went the week that you felt it, and you don't go, and you go 3 weeks after you feel it, it might be different circumstances. So it's better to find out. That's all I'm saying. But listen, Tommy's ass is knocked out. I don't know how to close this show,
no.
but I didn't eat anything all day. I had some crackers, and I'm starving. So I don't know if you know how to close this show out, because we got to
I'm going to just leave the room. I think let's end the show on a high note. It was very interesting. Yes. It was a great show.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that. Leave it on the high note. And we hope to
nice
see everybody
meeting you, sir. And great talking to all you folks out there. The Tommy Williams cats. I'll say goodbye because I got to eat.
Great seeing and meeting you, Mr. Glen. We'll catch you later.
All right. Take care. Thanks.
All right, everybody. I'm going to say so long. I try to look up the stock, but maybe you guys can do it. My phone wouldn't do it. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye now.
Great. I forgot.